my presentation about my 3D animation as well as my collaboration with my fourth year student. I'm going to be talking about my creative ability as well as my reflective ability and a little bit about my collaborative ability. For the 3D animation, upon having heard my prompt, the audio as well as the genre, I used my foundation of knowledge to sort of create the base work for what I wanted to create, brainstorm some ideas. After doing some research, I realized that I've already watched a lot of period dramas, and with some further research, I started to iron out some more ideas. And from this, I found the base work for what I wanted to communicate through my story, which was a bit of a social critique through my animation, because I found that in a lot of period dramas, it's about figuring out how a character's place in their period makes the story an interesting story, and often this comes out in social critique. So I focused on critiquing patriarchal structures in the past, as well as queer identity and freedoms within it. My research consisted of watching some queer period dramas, which was really fun to find out that those exist, as well as researching Latin American period dramas and period dramas in general. Latin American period dramas, then specifically to see the conventions of decoupage as well as scene setting. This is where the viz devs sort of started to come in, because I needed to make sure that the setting was established properly. I used the texture, for the custom texture for my animation to communicate part of the story, which was that the household is sort of falling apart, not only literally, but metaphorically and figuratively. So I connected these two things and came up with a texture of a sort of crumbling and broken tiles, which is like the groundwork of a household. I did some research into also how I could emulate the structure of a typical Colombian hacienda, and I did my best to do so. For the animation, I know that it's a bit clunky, but the acting is what I mostly wanted to focus on, and also one of the most difficult parts for the project for me, or what I wanted to focus on improving mostly, because at the beginning of the project I was really worried about the pacing, because I have a audio that is super fast. Meanwhile, I have a genre which I envision as really slow paced and really full of tension. But after my reflection sessions with my teachers, as well as with some of my other friends, with feedback sessions as well, I figured out mostly how I see the animation being seen by someone else, and hearing the perception of my animation through the lens of the teachers as well as from my friends helped me to take a step back and realize what I could do to improve the animation, which was I started to lean into this fast-paced animation or fast-paced audio to really enhance the juxtaposition between the audio and the genre, and to also enhance the contrast between the character and the place and story in which she's supposed to be in, because she's supposed to be like this perfect person, but then the animation is her at her breaking point. So this feedback with others really helped me to see how I could make the story have more meaning through the character's acting. The animation didn't come out very smooth. I think this is something that with time I will also be working to improve. In general, my animation skills, but my acting skills is something that I'm very proud of in this project, because I feel like it's realistic and something that I can really put my own emotions into. And also something that I would like to work on in future projects. I enjoy the act of storyboarding as well as keying, so this is hopefully a role that I will play in future projects. For the collaboration that I'm working on right now with my fourth year student, I did coloring and as well as backgrounds, and I think during the plus weeks I would also like to help more with the animation, as this is a skill that I would like to work on. But I think the collaboration between us was very transparent, and I had enough passion for the project. Upon hearing about the project, I was already immediately enthusiastic about it, And I think that's one of the things that I really need when I'm working on a project, which is just being able to put my whole heart behind it. And I think throughout the span of this last semester, that is really something that I've been able to do, because I've been really happy to be working on both of these projects. That's it. Thank you for coming to my presentation.